What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, what's really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 8.45%, 676 the low, 744 the high, and a lot of volume though. So 81.3 million shares being traded, 87.9 is the average. So going into today, you can kind of tell that NIO was going to consolidate a little bit further, only because there really hasn't been all that much in news. Despite the kind of holiday, I would have anticipated there would be like a backlog of crazy good news, but only thing that kind of came out from my video yesterday to today was them reshuffling its autonomous driving division, as well as some more pictures of that new addition for the Firefly, neither of which are a good catalyst to buy NIO. Plus, Trump kind of being quiet up until today, where he does come out and say that he's going to be increasing tariffs or potentially increasing tariffs on China, that China's been very hostile to us and other countries on rare earth minerals, and that he's canceled his meeting going into next week. So not the best. I don't anticipate the same type of sell-off similar to what happened in April, but I think generally the market was somewhat thinking that we were kind of overdone. So this they're going to be using as kind of ammunition to push a little bit lower. So that's why NIO is going down. Regrettably, for those of you that were in my comments begging for a market crash and for NIO to go down so you can buy more, you got your wish. So it is going down. Unless you're wanting more, then I don't know what to tell you for that, but I'll go over some of the technicals in a second. But at the time of doing this video, shorts are increasing 1.18 million shares. 12.28% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 169.95 million shares overall being shorted. So yesterday we did get a report from all the actual exchanges, which showed the true amount of shares being shorted. So ultimately, from September the 14th to the 29th, looks like shorts did return a little bit more than what was previously thought. So shares did come in. It's always delayed. So as of September the 29th, so of course a couple of weeks behind, but 171.63 million shares overall are being shorted, and that works out to be 12.4%. So a reduction of 4.79. A lot of that is always done through the dark pool. So this is why I always go over dark pool transactions and so forth. And these are all the transactions occurring so far today. So let me know your general thoughts. So of course, dark pool is often enough used by other hedge funds as well. So it's not all shorts, just on a side note. But today, shorts are piggybacking off of the broader fear and increasing, like I said, 1.18 million shares. Looking at the options, 15 million in calls, 7.03 in puts. 54% of all the options being done are bearish in nature. Coming from a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above 750. So optimism is still on the table. Bears, though, are anticipating for it to be sub pretty much 7 going into next week. So they are anticipating for this kind of push lower to hold. With today being Friday, just take note of this. So you have 6,000 at that $7 strike price, 20,000 at that 750. I think it's fair to assume that the 750 and above are kind of off the table. One point to watch for is just if it closes above 7 today or not. On the secondary market, you're not seeing any institutions buying the NIO dip. If anything, you're seeing selling. So of the 5 transactions, all are sells, ranging from 105,000 to 250,000. So nothing crazy significant, but still rather unfortunate to see that institutions aren't buying the NIO dip. With it right now at 686, it is trading between these 2 points. So the pivot is or pretty much is on this S2 right now. So 686, best case scenario, it does close above that, but 644 is going to be the following support level. So if it does close below this S2, anticipate further consolidation to that 644 range. So again, for those of you that begged for a discount, you are getting it. Flip side, 712 and then 754 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. Aside from all of that fun stuff on the actual chart, it is definitely breaking below that 10-day moving average, signaling that it is kind of in consolidation mode. But It is also breaking the previous trends that it has been on. So I think this one might be where it does touch that 50-day moving average, and that's sitting at 624. So I think most likely what will occur is that it will bounce off of that and kind of trend somewhere here, all dependent on kind of the news at the time and I guess the magnitude of the states in China. So a lot of geopolitical issues starting to surge. Stochastic RSI, because of the recent consolidation, you do see it's very oversold. So that's kind of a positive thing. But moral of the story is that there really isn't all that much in news. A lot of people in my comments from my video yesterday really arguing that Armenia, that news is epic. I kind of tend to disagree. I think they just did about 7,500, 8,000 EV imports in 2024. Nothing significant. That's not a crazy reason to launch expansion to that region. That's just my opinion. But again, for those of you that do additional due diligence, their infrastructure. That's when I talk about their infrastructure, it's their grid. Their grid cannot sustain a lot of EVs. Every import has to be rubber stamped and approved. If it kind of goes over a certain threshold, they're going to say no. So I think I don't know. I'm not really that big of a fan, but clearly a lot of people in the comments really liked that news yesterday about expansion to Armenia. But moral of the story is there's not really that much in crazy news, nor has there been really any analyst ratings. So that one from Deutsche was not officially posted on TipRanks. So it is not necessarily the best. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Are you buying the dip? Are you taking advantage, or are you hedging? Are you selling? What are you kind of doing with NIO? And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.